Hi, welcome to my channel, Look 10 Years Younger. So I've suffered from insomnia since I was a teenager, more or less. So for me, I could have, a couple of weeks where I don't sleep well, and then I could have 6 months where I sleep normally, and then 1 month where I don't sleep, and it's kind of on and off, on and off, on and off. So over the last month, I've had probably the worst insomnia I've ever had. And I was sitting at 4 o'clock a couple of weeks ago in the morning, and I thought, you know what, I'm going to make this positive. I'm going to make a review of different products. I'm going to try different stuff to help anyone who's suffering from insomnia, and I hope it helps you. Also, I'm going to let you know about some of the research I've been doing, and also some of the products I have been using for like the last 10-15 years, which I know definitely work. So I want to give you some concrete things that you can do that will help you if you're having problems sleeping. I really want to tell you about some of the other avenues you can go down before you have to go to your doctor about this. So first of all, I want to explain more about the circadian rhythm. So we've got a master clock in our brain, and it uses the light outside to let us know what time of day is and what time of year it is. So the problem is most of us are living indoors in offices, we're working indoors, and we have unnatural light. So the problem is that is constant all year round. So unless we actually go outside and expose our eyes to sunlight, then our master clock doesn't know what time it is. It doesn't know when it needs to prepare for sleep or when it needs to, be awake. So what you can do is make sure that you get outside, at least during your lunch break, to get natural light into your eyes. You can work by an open window if you're in an office, and remember that most modern windows, they filter out UV light, so you literally need to open the window to get that light onto your eyes. When you're driving your car, you can open the windows. And another really important thing is that when we wake up in the morning, you should open the window and just look at the brightest part of the sky. I don't mean stare at the sun. There's not much sun here in the UK in the mornings at the moment anyway, but what I do is open the window for a couple of minutes, I look up at the brightest part of the sky, and what you're doing is telling your brain you don't need to produce melatonin, which is a sleep hormone. It's time to wake up, and you're basically setting like an alarm. So you're telling your brain it's time to be awake, and you're going to be awake for at least the next 10 hours. Then you can start to prepare for sleep. So you're giving instructions to your body clock by looking at the sun in the morning. So the other thing, during the morning, you shouldn't wear sunglasses, because again, you want that natural light to give those signals to your brain. So I found this information hugely helpful. No one ever told me this, and I really think it will help you sleep if you just expose your eyes to sunlight in the morning. There's some research to suggest that our brains potentially perceive Wi-Fi signals, and that can be your Wi-Fi router or any Bluetooth devices, as light. So before you go to bed, you can try turning off all your devices and your Wi-Fi to see whether that helps you. For me, yes, this has definitely worked. So the devices we use, whether it's tablets, mobile phones, watching the TV, or your PC, they all have blue light, and you probably know there's blue light settings on your phone. So the idea is that during the night or during the evening, then the light from your phone turns more orangey, and that's supposed to stop the blue light from keeping you awake during the night. However, another way is to use blue light blockers. So these are basically like sunglasses. I got these from Do Not Age, and they're orange sunglasses. I've been using these from about 8 o'clock, if I remember, from about 8 o'clock. So whatever device I'm using, this will stop those blue rays from the screen from going to my brain and saying it's time to wake up, don't sleep, be awake. So the best thing is to avoid using those devices before bed, but if you can't, if you really have to, then definitely try these. These are $27 or £25 from Do Not Age, and you can get a discount if you use the code 10 years at checkout. It's really important for me that I black out my surroundings when I go to bed. So I've got blackout blinds here, and then over the top I have blackout curtains, so I have like a double whammy, but it still doesn't stop the light, because the light gets in underneath and on the sides and where the curtain rail is at the top. So what I've always used ever since I was a teenager that I found really helpful are sleep masks. So this one is made by TEMPUR, and this is memory foam. I bought this in America in a place called Brookstone. I don't know if that store still exists, but this is really soft and it's just really comfortable to wear. I'm a side sleeper, so some of these masks, they stick into your ears. I've had this for over 10 years. Obviously I've washed it, but yeah, this is really good. And another one I use as well is this. This is the MANTA sleep mask, and this is about £35, $35. There's a silk version and there are different versions. This is just the basic one, but the reason why this is so amazing is because these two eye cups here are on Velcro. You can detach them and you can adjust them, you know, to the most comfortable fit for you. Because the problem with these eye masks when they're fixed is that if you've got a really big nose or a small nose or a funny shaped face, then it's, you know, the light's going to get in. With this, you can literally put them exactly where your eyes are, and then you put this back over the top. This is 100% blackout. This is a supplement called Suresleep from Do Not Age. So this is a natural product. It's not like a sleeping pill, and you take this maybe an hour before you go to bed. So the main ingredient in this is valerian, and that's been used as a natural sedative for centuries. It also contains Prunus cereus and Rosea, I can't even say this, Rhodiola rosea. So they're basically natural sedatives. I found these do act like a mild sedative. So I took a couple of these probably for about a week before I went to bed, and it kind of chills you out. I don't know how to explain it. I suppose it's a little bit like if you're going to have an operation and they give you a sedative and you're awake and you're aware, but you just feel like really chilled out, and that's how I felt. So if your sleep issues are because you are maybe mentally stressed, I think this could help. If they're for other reasons, maybe it won't help so much. The good thing, this is not expensive. So these are £20 or $26 US. And if you use the code 10 years again at checkout, you do get savings. So if they don't work for you, you know, if you've lost £20, it's not a big deal. So you can't buy melatonin in the UK. So I've got it at times when I've been to the US. And I know you guys can buy it over there very easily, but here you can't. There have been studies showing that it's safe to take melatonin. I don't know whether you say melatonin or melatonin, but anyway, it's safe to take it for up to 3 months. After that, there's no data as to, you know, how safe it is. And the other thing is melatonin is a hormone. So by taking this, potentially, if you take it long term, you're gonna, you know, suppress your own body from producing it. So anyway, I tried this for a couple of days and this does work. I mean, it got me to sleep much easier, but I did wake up quite early in the morning every time I took this. So yeah, 100% it's an improvement, but I don't know whether I want to go down that road. So yeah, anyway, this is something that will definitely work if you're in America. But the other thing I was reading about this is that you need a really tiny amount of it. And most of these supplements, like this is 5 milligrams, but from what I recall, the studies say that you only need 1 milligram. So a lot of people are taking 2 or 3 of these tablets and you're having a massive overdose. Not that it's going to kill you, but just another thing to be aware of. This is a pillow spray. So you may have heard of these. This is from This Works. That's the name of the company. That's why I got this, because it says it's proven to work. 97% slept better, 89% fell asleep faster, and 98% felt more refreshed in the morning. So I thought, well, I'm definitely going to try this. So this contains essential oils, and you've got lavender, which is, you know, supposed to help you sleep. You've got vetiver and wild chamomile. So I've got to say, you only get small spray. This is £15. I'll link this below. It's quite small. You don't get a lot for your money, but I only put a couple of sprays on my pillow every night, so it should last quite a long time. This smells divine. So this reminds me of going to a really expensive, classy spa, and you're going to go and have a massage, and this is what the massage room would smell like. Just, you know, the smell of it is relaxing, it's true. So I've used this, and does it help? I don't know, it's difficult to say. I think the smell's nice, and I think lavender, you know, is something traditionally that helps you to sleep. Obviously, you've got chamomile tea as well when you can't sleep. I can't tell you this is going to help you. I think a lot of these things, if you use them together, they'll have more an effect. And it depends on the individual as to whether this will help you sleep or not. Yes, it probably has helped me, but it didn't knock me out and put me to sleep straight away. So again, you can try this. This was £15 and I'll link this below. So I made a whole video about grounding or earthing. So you'd have an earthing mat or sheet like this, and you basically plug it into a socket. It doesn't have to be turned on, because basically you want to earth the sheet or the mat, whatever you have. And the idea is this is supposed to help you sleep. Now, when I first tried this, and you can watch the video and you can see exactly how it helped me, I was amazed because I slept for 11 hours. You know, the first week that I tried it, I was sleeping so well. So these, I don't know how it works. I mean, you know, you can look at the studies if you're interested. All I can say is that these grounding mats will help you to sleep. Unfortunately, it's a little bit off and on. So for the first couple of months I was using this, I was sleeping, like I say, 11 hours. It was amazing. But then my sleep kind of deteriorated, got a bit better, and then got worse again. So if you're having problems sleeping, it's definitely worth trying grounding. It doesn't have to be a sheet like this. It could be like a small mat, like a mouse pad that, you know, you can put your hands or your feet on during the day. So this one has got silver thread. So you can see the sewing on this, which means it's conductive. And then in the corner you have the section that you plug in. So you click the cable into this and you plug it into the wall. When I made the video, I had loads of comments, people saying, you're a conspiracy theorist, this is BS. And you know, people are free to have their opinion, but sometimes things really work and you've just got to bite the bullet and try it. And if it doesn't work for you, send it back. You know, stuff on Amazon has a 30-day return period. So, you know, I think it's very important to have a routine. So you go to bed roughly at the same time every day. You know, don't kind of play around with that time. Let your brain know what time it has to prepare to go into that, you know, dormant stage. And also, I think exercising during the day helps massively. If I don't go to the gym, I'm pretty much guaranteed to not sleep as well as if I did go. So exercise, moving, just going for a walk. As I mentioned, sunlight, getting outside during the day. Meditation helps me hugely. So before I go to bed, I meditate for about 10 minutes if I can. You know, sometimes it's really difficult, but the thing is, you've got to find a way to kind of get rid of all the stress and the problems and the stuff going around in your brain before you hit the sack. If you don't, then I find it will just go round and round in my head. If I've got something that's stressing me out, that will keep me awake all night. You know, if you're having big issues in your life, then it's not as easy, I know that. But if you try to get into the habit of 10 minutes before bed will be meditation or just deep breathing or just not thinking too much or listening to music. I also listen to ASMR. So if there's any particular sounds that relax you, like whispering or the sound of fire, you know, like crackling fire, or the sound of brushing hair. There's so many ASMR videos. I play them and normally I fall asleep if I'm in the mood, because they don't always work, but ASMR is a great thing that's worked for me. Another thing is taking a hot bath before bed. So for me, again, it's this routine. It's kind of like having these little rituals to kind of put you in a relaxed mood. So I'd have a bath, and at least an hour before bed, I don't check my phone, I don't use the computer. So you really have to avoid that blue light. Also, if you can't sleep, if you're laying there and you're thinking, oh, I've got to get up, got to go early tomorrow, I've got so much to do, I've got to take the children here, I've got to do this and blah, 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 blah. You're never going to sleep. You know what I mean? You have these kind of aggressive voices saying, oh, you should be sleeping. And I think you've got to let that go. I think you just have to allow the fact that you're not asleep. You have to stop beating yourself up, and you have to let yourself off the hook. So if you're laying there, just think, okay, my body doesn't want to sleep. My brain doesn't want to sleep at this moment. It's not the end of the world. I let it be. I accept it. I'm going to lay here a bit longer. If not, maybe I'm going to get up and read. You know what I mean? You basically have to chill, find a way to chill and not get irritated. So if you have woken up and you didn't have good quality sleep, and you've got a job interview, or maybe you have a really hot date, or someone's going to take photos of you, then what I've found really helps over the last 5 years or more. This is a product made by BOBBI Brown, which is a makeup brand here in the UK. I don't know whether you have it in the US, but if you want to cover the greyness under it, look at this grey under my eyes, as you can see. If you want to cover this, there's no point using concealer. Concealer is not going to do anything. Sometimes it makes it look worse. What you need to do is to correct the greyness or the blueness under your eyes. So the colour wheel, you've got all these colours around the colour wheel. When you choose two colours opposite each other on the colour wheel, they will neutralise each other. It cancels them out. So you can see under my eyes I have this kind of greyish blue colour. The colour that will neutralise that is like an orangey colour. So this particular shade is called light to medium bisque. And I don't wear makeup, I'm not a fan of makeup, but I'm just saying, if you have something really important and you want to look fresher, then you can put this on your face. So you can either put your finger in it, make sure it's clean, and just blend it under your eyes. It's more hygienic to use a brush because there potentially could be bacteria on your finger. So what I'll do is I'll do one eye. There's a little mirror here as well, look. I'll do one eye, and then hopefully you can see the difference. You've got to be really gentle on the skin under your eyes as well. I don't really like using stuff like this but I just want to show you that, I'll do one eye and leave the other one. Massive, isn't it? Really massive difference. And you can go here and all round if you have that greyness. Huge difference. Anyways, I really hope this is going to help at least one person who's watching this, because I've had quite a lot of experience with insomnia, so why not try to help others? If you found this helpful, please share, please give me a thumbs up, and consider subscribing. If you've got any questions or comments, please put them below. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video.